Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today it's time for another ArtsyTrio collaboration with my friends Gina and Bea. Gina over in the US and Bea over in Switzerland. And this month it's Gina's turn to select the images for the Moodboard number 18. We've been doing it 18 months. Crikey, doesn't time fly? Anyway, let me turn over to my overhead camera. I'll show you Gina's Moodboard for the month and then I'll show you the projects that I'm going to put together. I'm doing a little bit of a collage project today. Okay, so as you can see, I'm working in my 12-inch by 12-inch gel. Let me just zoom out just a tad, see if I can. There we go, just get the edges in. There we are, you can see that better. And in front of you is Moodboard number 18 from Gina. Now, as you can see, we've got some really nice colours this month. So we've got reds, yellows and blues. Obviously a little bit of greens thrown in into some of the pictures. But we've got some nice patterns as well. So we've got some honeycomb patterns up here. We've got some abstracty kind of patterns up there too. So we've got also some kind of warm tones with that honeycomb, the oranges in there, the sunrise, and also the oranges in the daffodils as well. So we can get away with, I think, blues, orangey kind of warm tones, yellows and some reds. I'm going to take a couple of my cues from some of the things that are in here. So some of the red pops, some of the blue pops, and also some of the honeycomb and that yellow, as you will see. My entire page this month is going to be collage driven. So I've gone through my stash of collage items or digi images, seen which was I think appropriate, and then I've gone away and printed most of them out. I've also got a few bits to show you what the process is, what my thought process was to start off with too. So I shall grab my bits of paper and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got all my bits and pieces of paper. So this is the image that I'm going to be using as my main focal image for my art journal page, my collage art journal page today. So this is a cabinet card or a CDV, a carte de visite, I think it's supposed to be. Basically, it's like a calling card. It's a card that you would have, or there were done photographic cards that were done to give to loved ones and friends and that kind of stuff, or people that you were interested in, kind of like courting or whatever. So yes, rather a handsome chap. Nice little bowl, a nice little hat there. Got a little bit of a tash thing going on, which is great. So what I wanted to do is I wanted just to change it slightly to keep it in with the colours in the Moodboard. Now, as you can see, it's kind of sepia toned, you know, so it doesn't really have any of those colours. So also I wanted to make it a bit more whimsical and a bit more quirky. So what I did was I imported the image into my image manipulation software and I cut around the head and I made the head bigger, a lot bigger, as you can see. Compare the two side by side. Kept the body the same size, but just increased his head by at least twice the size. And obviously removed the image from the background as well. So now I've got my new big-headed chap. I wanted to bring in some of those colours from the Moodboard that Gina's done. So I then went in and then recoloured the background just by doing some tints. I did go even further on the final version. Instead of just doing some of the red on his coat here, I went around and did the entire of the coat. So I've hand tinted his face, I've put some colours into the background, which is where we've got those kind of warm colours and the blue colours, and also added in some of the warmth in his coat there. But I've kept his suit blue, but I've made his jacket red, as you'll see. So I've manipulated the image from its original to that, just to make it a bit more interesting. Now, I know people will ask how I do these sort of things on the computer. I'm not really a computer tutor. I can't really explain how I do things. I've been doing it for that long. It's come like second nature for me. So I'm doing a computer I haven't really got the technology to do screen recordings to show you how I do it either, so please don't ask. Anyway, right, so there's the mood board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building up my layers. So I have a big dictionary page, and I have an invoice, and I also have another small receipt. So that's going to form the basis of the page. I'm going to keep this on top, but I want to tuck that. I think we'll have that just like that. So we've got those kind of layers there. I don't think that's, yeah, that's probably about how it's going to go. So that's going to be the base background, and I'm going to build up all the rest of it on. So let's just get these glued down, and I'm not going to distress these. I'm just going to stick them down as they are. So like I said, I printed, sized things the way that I wanted them to fit my page to create the size pretty much the way I want it to. But that's really all I've done. Okay, so that can go down. I'm going to leave a little bit of a white border all the way around. So this has the word journey on it, look, and journal, so I thought it'd be perfect. Okay, so the next layer we're going to add is this, is it from San Francisco? Mission Street, San Francisco. I've probably walked past this place. So what do? Is it a hotel? Boots and shoes. Probably doesn't exist anymore. But I did spend quite a lot of time in San Francisco back in the mid-90s. I was there for quite some time. Had a little apartment up in Haight-Ashbury, for any of those that know the area. It's where the hippie movement started in the 60s. Hasn't really changed that much. When I took Ian back to San Francisco for his 40th birthday, I took him around all the haunts that I used to go to. Most of them were still there. All good fun. Okay. So that's going to be our base kind of layer to start building everything up. I'm just kind of trying to line the edges up so that it creates a proper full square. Now, that's if I've managed to cut everything in straight lines, but knowing me, I won't have done. Okay, so what comes next? I've got some more elements that I've got in a little plastic wallet here. So I'm going to add some more imagery. Try not to throw everything everywhere. I'll just pop it down the side here. There we go. So I've cut everything out. So right in the middle of the page then I want to add this map. So we've got that kind of real nice border all the way around. Of course, I could have grunged it all up, but I wanted to keep, you know, some of the edges, or the edges of this lot, kind of crisp this time, rather than dirty grunge. Because Gina's colours are really fairly brightish, and the imagery itself doesn't really lend itself to grunge that much. Okay, so let's drop that into the middle. I'll do it by eye. I'm not measuring anything. So we're just creating some nice interesting layers in which to work on. So if you're interested, I'm there. Just add it then, just where the tip of my brush is. So I'm practically right in the middle, look. Just where that brush is there. Okay, so the next layer we're going to add. So I've got a little library card. So this has been where it's been stamped when people have taken stuff out of the library. So we'll put that so that it's kind of half and half. So that line that goes down the middle there is going to match up with that line there. So we've got a continuous line going all the way up. So we'll do that next. Okay, so it's all nice and quiet here at the moment. Ian's taken the boys out for a run in the park. And I can say the word park, I don't have to spell it out because they're not here. Alright, so like I said, we'll line that up. So that central line down there matches up with that line, the black line on the map. Like so. And then we've got this little 15 cent that I'm going to put kind of in the middle, so it's breaking out and breaking that corner up where those two joins are there. I'm going to add that over the top so that it breaks that little section up there. Okay, about half and half. It's about halfway up and halfway across to this piece that comes down here. Just line it up with the edge of the 5. Let's see if I can keep it straight. Just move it up a little bit, that's it. So that's that piece there. So the next piece that I want to do, excuse me, is going to be this little birdie just here. Now originally it was going to be down there, but I don't think I'm going to do it down there. So it's just over that corner there, I think. Yeah, I think that birdie there. I'm just a little bit obsessed at the moment with birds and crowns. I'm not going to put a crown on this one. Originally my plan was to add wings to this chappie, but when I looked at what I did last month I realised that I had put wings on the project last month, so I'm not going to do them this month. I changed my mind. Right, so that's going to go down there. So the next thing is going to be I've got some faux washi tape. Now I did do this because it's got the yellow. I've got 3 of those, which is faux washi tape. It's not sticky on the back, but I did find this. When you look at the colours, it's the red, the yellow and the blue. That's in Gina's, so I think I'm going to use this instead. So I'm going to put some of that down there. So I've actually got some real washi tape. And then I'm going to add a little bit on the right hand side here as well, going up there. That's not straight, is it? It doesn't have to be perfect. We are striving for non-perfection this year, but you know. Okay, so now it's time to put the main focal image down. So I'm going to do this in conjunction. So if you remember, on Gina's mood board there's this honeycomb pattern here in the background. So I've created a circle with honeycomb pattern on, and that's going to be a kind of halo around my character. And my character is going to go down about there, just cutting that corner off there. So he's going to go there and then cut into that boydie, that little boydie just there. So I'm going to just add a little bit of glue on the back of his head. Just turn the circle so that it's fairly straightish. Position it, I think, just where I want it, where that corner is. Bring it down a little bit. That'll do. So I push that down, and then I can flip the whole thing over and add in H's where there shouldn't be. That will do. And then we can flip the whole thing over and stick it down just about there. Line it up just with the bottom of the map there, just so you can see those bits, and then we can stick that down just like so, and get some washi tape again, and I'm going to put it just there, and then just on that corner, just at the bottom. Right, so I've got a few other little pieces that I want to add. So I've got this front of some safety matches, so it's a matchbox, and I'm going to stick that down there so that breaks into that corner there. So you've got those three kind of jutting out corners, and I'm going to just stick that down over the top there. Now I did dribble some glue down there, so we'll get that picked up. There we go, waste not, want not. So that's just going to cut into that corner there. And we've got one last item that I want to stick down, which is this blue stamp. I think it's Greek. Not really sure. Looks Greek to me. The writing looks Greek. The imagery I think of, is it Apollo with the wings on his hat? Because it wasn't Achilles with the wings on his heels, was it? Oh, it was Hermes or something like that. I'm not very good with my Greek history. Anyway, so that's going to go just into that corner there. So that's going to break up that little section there. And I think that's it. That's all the little bits and pieces all stuck on. So you can see the honeycomb we've got there, we've got the reds, we've got blues, and we've got yellows. All picked, chosen with that mood board in mind. So all I need to do now is just flip the page over. That's providing it's not stuck together. It's got quite a nice weight and thickness to it now. And then I can glue this onto the back, so that in later months when I come back and have a look at the pages in this journal, I know what the inspiration was for that page. There we go. So I'll stick that down there. Okay, so don't forget that if you want to see what Gina or Bea have done with Gina's mood board this month, then there will be links in the description area of the YouTube video, and if you're watching this on my blog, then there's links just a bit further down the page. So there you go. So let's just turn that back over again. So that is my collage art journal page for February's, is it January? Well, it's, yeah, February going into March ArtsyTrio, so mood board number 18. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create that. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up because it really does help. Share the video with your friends if you want to, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.